Welcome to an Ash Canyon route guide or an Ash Canyon start guide. In this guide, I'm going to show you an efficient route through Ash Canyon to get the technical backpack and to set you up for the summit in Timberwolf Mountain. I'll also go to the summit and then all the way down to Mountaineer's hut. This is an extremely strong start. I like to start in Timberwolf Mountain or Ash Canyon, and you'll see why in this video. I'm trying out a route that a commenter left in one of my Interloper episodes, and this is now my favorite route. It's the most efficient route that I've found, or that was told to me, and I really like it. It takes you through a ton of great loot locations without really any distractions. This started out as a hardware test, so you might hear me comment on that a little bit, just for some context. I hope that you enjoy, I hope that you learn something from this, and if you enjoy this, please leave a like and a comment before you go. Okay, this is a test to test both my microphone and my audio and my mouse, since I am now using a new USB 3 hub, and there seem to be some issues with the USB 3 hubs and Logitech devices, especially wireless mice and keyboards. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm testing that stuff out. I'm going to collect some cattails for the journey, and we're going to try out a new route to the gold mine. We're going to go up to the Mountaineer's Respite or whatever it's called. I don't really remember. Something like that. Let's see if we have a hatchet over here. We don't. Got some tools though. Guess we can only get them from over here. Weird. Check this. Okay, what are we, middle of the day? Alright, we'll grab our matches and we'll probably just move on. We might need to make some water though. Yeah, we can probably do that somewhere else. We don't have to do that here. Hopefully we'll get a pot. Looks like we might not get a pot or coal. Get some charcoal. Yep. Deep fishing tackle. Dog food. At least we have a can, so now we have 2 cans. Our matches, 12 of them. Oh nice, a storm lantern. Didn't know you could get that here. Fry bar. Okay, take a book. Anything else? Looks like that's about it. No pot behind the stove. Take a couple of books. Okay, we're pretty darn cold. Nice. That is very useful. I think we're pretty much done here. Let's step outside for a second and map, and then we will come back in, warm up, and then be on our way. And we'll crouch. So far, the mouse is pretty smooth. It was weird because it was stuttering on the menu, but now it seems pretty smooth. Okay. Let's warm up in bed. How fatigued are we? Oh, it's a little stuttering on the menu, though. That's kind of weird. So I wonder if the mouse smoothing is what's making this work. Alright, well, we can sleep a little bit. That'll warm us up. And then we'll get out of here. There's not much for us here. Okay, let's go. The weather sounds a little bit worse than it was, but we'll see. And we're going to sprint a little. I'm using tap sprinting, which saves some stamina. You can maintain most of your forward momentum by just tapping and releasing with the right timing. I'm not entirely sure I know the right timing, but I think I do. I try to gauge it by my actual speed. My speed is staying relatively high, then I think I'm doing it right. And it lets you conserve stamina a little bit. Grab this. Whoa, okay. Weird. We'll grab some sticks on our way, as well as some cattails. We'll probably have plenty of food, just because this is Stalker and each building we go to is going to give us some food, but I'd rather know that I have food by getting some of these cattails. So I'm just recording this as a test, but I do plan on playing Stalker a little bit. I don't know when I'm going to do that, maybe just in my off time. And I want to go through the tails, that's my primary concern. I'm going to grab the backpack here in Ash Canyon, that's why I started here. And then I'm going to go to Hush River Valley and grab the moose hide satchel there. And then go to the far territory. And I want to do that pretty quickly, so I'll probably be taking some risks. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how fast it can be, but if it's relatively fast, there's a possibility that I'll upload this as a kind of secondary playthrough. And if I do, I'll probably say something about that at the beginning. But this is a little bit more relaxed. So the reason I'm doing this, like I said, is to test my new wireless hub. I was having connectivity issues, which I think is just because I'm using a Logitech wireless keyboard and mouse. And I'm using that, that's a 2. My audio clipped there for a second, so I'll have to check that out. It's a USB 2, and USB 2 should work in USB 3 ports, but apparently Logitech has some trouble with that. But before I knew that, I assumed it was just because my PC is behind my monitor and my monitor's large, and I thought maybe it was just physical interference. But who knows? I don't know. And we're gonna have to find out. So I guess the next step is buy wireless keyboard and mouse, or maybe just wire it through the hub. Maybe that'll work better. That's experiment number 2. Is to just wire it straight into the hub instead of having wireless going into the hub. I can just have wired mouse and keyboard. That's not ideal for my setup either. I don't really want to get into all the details as to why, but it's not ideal. Can you goat up this? So what I'm doing now is I found a goat up to the Mountaineer's Respite the other day. It's right here. And I just want to see if there's a more efficient goat, but I don't think there is. It didn't look like there was a better spot over there. So basically I want to get as high as I can right here. Okay, I think that's probably it. And I'm going to stay on this cliff face. Gain height whenever I can. Probably can gain some height right here. Yep. Frostbite Affliction, that's pretty fast. Okay, I lost some height there. I wonder if that'll be an issue. I guess we'll find out in a second. Can't seem to gain height here. Great. Sprained ankle shouldn't be a big deal. Okay. Looks pretty good, so... Okay, I just lost a bunch of height from that. That could be a problem. No, it's fine. So long as I get into this little wedge. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, maybe not. There we go. No problem. And now I can go through here. This should all work just fine. Oh, here we go. Wow, that's a lot of wolves. I think that's a pack of timber wolves, actually. You usually can't get up here anyway. You need a rope. And I'll show you that too. So this was a route that was recommended to me by someone on an early video. Oh my god, I'm almost immune to sprains. Just one more wrist, I think, and I'll be immune. Okay, so this is a route that was recommended to me by someone in an early video of my Interloper playthrough. I usually go through the Twin Falls near Angler's Den. Let's just gain a little height here while we can. And from there I take the cave up to basically near Miner's Folly. And then I go to Miner's Folly, but it's a little bit out of the way. And then I have to go back past the cave where I got up there to go to the gold mine. But I always want to check Miner's Folly. But, oh, there's a rope here? Oh, that's, okay, yeah, so we're good. So we have plenty of height to spare, actually. That's going to go up to Miner's Folly and High Meadow. Well, we just did that goat, and now we can go right over to, I think it's called Mountaineer's Respite. Right here. And I'll show you the rope down and how you would normally climb up here. So yeah, somebody on an early video of mine for the Interloper playthrough told me about goating up to here, and I think this is a great route. This is probably going to be my main route, so there's a fishing hut there. Or actually it's a broken building, I think, so let's grab these flares. There can be ptarmigan up here, but I don't have any stones. Maybe I can get some stones over here. Let's see if I can get a... here, actually. Sometimes there's a revolver. Doesn't look like it's there. Long wool scarf. Pork and beans, wood, small arms book, but no small arms. Astrid's got big arms. She's strong. Alright, what else we got here? And then we're going to go right outside and I'll show you. Good, we have some gloves. I'll show you. I thought I saw something over here. Oh. We'll go outside and I will show you the rope. Okay, nice good old-fashioned parka. Wool socks. I don't know if those wool socks are guaranteed, but on Stalker at least I often find them here. But I don't know if they're guaranteed at all. I don't really know the loot tables in Stalker at all. Let's put on that light shell too. Actually, let's put that on the outside, because it has higher waterproof and wind resistance. Even though it looks less cool. Okay, I guess that's it. Let's go out here and I'll show you the rope. For the rope anyway. I was hoping that I got a firearm, but looks like I won't grab those birds. Just had an audio stutter there, just mentioning it for the sake of the test. Okay, ptarmigan over here, probably gonna fly up. Yeah, I'm having some mouse stuttering too. Okay. So this has not fixed my problems. Oh well. This is for the purpose of testing a USB. Here's the rope. And now we can go down here from this rope. Oh, whoa, almost walked right off. Yep, having bad mouse stuttering. And keyboard lag. Alright, so we can go down there. And that's from this cabin, but you wouldn't really take this rope down. It's very easy to goat down here. And especially from right in front of Respite. I'll show you that too. You can just walk straight down it, right? Right here, you can just go down. Totally safe. Alright, let's go back in here and rest up. So that's how you goat up here. And then you can take a different route to get to Miner's Folly. I think this is probably going to be a really efficient route. I'm going to rest a bit. I don't think I'm going to stop here to make water. I'm just going to rest a few hours and try to get my fatigue back up. And then keep moving. Okay. Let's keep moving. Okay, not too cold. We're at 2. Chevron's down. Still can't sprint. I guess I have a broken ankle, or sprained ankle, even though a bunch of my other stuff healed. Yep, I still have 2 sprained ankles. I guess maybe they take longer to heal than sprained wrists? I don't know. Oh, I guess this fellow fell. Hey, buddy. Alright. Well, we're going to need to rip up some curtains and make some bandages. I know Zach Define has a video on this, but I think, if I remember correctly, the Crampons let you climb a little bit faster when you have low hand stamina. I don't know what else to call that. But in general, you climb the same speed. But with Crampons, I think you climb a little bit faster when you have low hand stamina. Or maybe it's just that you maintain stamina so you climb faster for longer. Because right now, if I went all the way down to low stamina, it would really slow down how fast I can move. So here's Ash Canyon. If we continue to go that way, by that waterfall down there, you could climb up. I think that's the waterfall. You can climb up, and that puts you at Timberwolf Mountain, right back there. While we're waiting for our stamina to come back, why don't we just map this region? Yep, not bad. Pretty good because of our altitude. And we should be good now. Yep, our stamina's full. Let's go. Of course, we're going to leave this rope here. It's a very convenient rope for going to and from Respite. What's it called? Is it Mountaineer's Respite? Homesteader's Respite. Or Respite. Grab some more sticks. Okay, so up here, it's pretty straightforward. There is a fork in the road at some point where we can go to either High Meadow, which is where the Polaroid Vista is, or to Miner's Folly. We're going to go to Miner's Folly, but it's pretty obvious which path goes where. So right now, we're just going to go down here, which is nice. It's pretty sheltered from the wind from most angles down here. Alright, even if it was coming right at us, we could be sheltered by this little rock face in front of us. I say that, but I'm not actually sheltered right now. It's also not particularly windy right now, so it's not a big deal. A lot of my playstyle in this is not about perfect play. It's about ease. It's about comfort. It's about making it as stress-free as possible, which sometimes is about optimization, and it's always about taking calculated risks. Right? You don't want to be under-prepared. But I think over-preparing is also can be stressful. So I'll often give tips for that kind of thing, but I don't always follow them. I don't always think like that. Okay, so now, if we go left up there, that's going to get us to High Meadow, but we're going to go right here instead. Especially in lower difficulties, there can be some decent stuff right here. Yep. Got a hunting knife, a whetstone, and a hatchet. Basically everything we could want. And we're going to keep going. There's going to be a path basically right in front of us right now, right over there. And there's going to be a cave right around a corner right up here. And we'll stop in there and see if there's any loot. Oh, it's not here yet. It's just past here. But basically, there's going to be another little fork. Yeah, right through here. I guess it's not everything we could want. We could also ask for a firearm. That'd be nice. So we'll go right through here, between these two rocks. This is the path to Miner's Folly. And then left up there, that'll keep us on the path, and to the right, right around this corner, that's where this cave is. Don't know why it's more illuminated than everything else. I don't feel like the sun is hitting it. No, I don't think so. But I guess they don't want you to miss it. Alright, we got some wood here that's usually here, and looks like there's nothing else. I'm not concerned about my temperature right now. I probably should be because of that frostbite risk, but now I have gloves on and a hat on. I forgot to put my gloves on earlier. So we should be protected from frostbite risk. And now let's go through here. And this will take us right to a bridge, a rope bridge, and that'll take us to Miner's Folly and Foreman's Retreat. Again, not the worst place for wind protection. At least from a couple of directions, you could find somewhere to put... From most directions, you could find somewhere to put a fire here if you absolutely had to. Although you probably shouldn't need to if you're just coming the way I came from... What is it? From Homesteader's Respite. I don't know why, I can't remember that. If you're coming from Homesteader's Respite, it should probably be relatively warm. In Interloper, of course, you might not be. So I'd recommend heating up some teas ahead of time for this journey. And then you might want to make a fire, probably just in that cave. Or otherwise, if you're a little bit later on in your journey, instead of just spawning here, you might have a bedroll or an improvised down bedroll or better clothes, and then you could probably just warm up in that cave without a fire. Okay, so now we're across here. We're across this bridge, and that's Miner's Folly right there, and Foreman's Retreat is right up here. I don't think I can go around the back. No, it doesn't look like it. Let me take a little look. No. So, but it's right on the other side of this rock, so we're just going to go around. We're going to pick up sticks. And I'm probably going to cut out, saw some cutting. I'm probably going to cut out most of the indoor looting, because I'm picking up loot in order to facilitate my journey. But, you know, you're going to get whatever you get. This is basically going to become a route guide, I guess. That wasn't my intention when I started this video. I just intended on testing a new USB hub. You can go over there. As a matter of fact, let's do that. See if there's any miscellaneous loot over here. There's usually ptarmigan. Nope. Sometimes there's a plastic container here. You could sleep there if you needed to for cabin fever. But it's not ideal. But I guess if you want, yeah, there's ptarmigan here. There's usually ptarmigan here. Really? Can I just pick you up? Usually ptarmigan and birch. But if you wanted to make a base up here, and you might want to do that now that you can move workbenches. You could move the workbench from down in Miner's Folly into one of the buildings, maybe this one. That might not be a bad place to wait out cabin fever. I think you'd probably be better off in one of the little broken down sheds, but I don't know. Maybe this cave gives a warmth bonus. There's usually rangers do here. Okay, let's make a fire. I don't think I have any torches. Nope. Okay. Yeah, we'll use cardboard matches. What? 100%. Oh, because I have fire starting 3. What's my chance with sticks? Let's just use them. forgot that one of my perks for this is Fire Master or Fire Starter or whatever it is, the one that starts you at Fire 3, so you don't need Tinder and you have an increased chance of starting fires. Not something I usually do in a long playthrough because eventually it's useless. You'll eventually have Fire starting 3 anyway, even if you start at 0, so... Okay, and let's make some water because we desperately need it. Okay, and let's... I don't think we have any sewing kits. Sure don't. Let's tear up this. Do a little bit of management. $15 minutes? This will probably take like an hour, right? Yeah. Anything else? Oh, we're not wearing this. Totally forgot. Let's put that on, unless this is warmer. This is warmer. Okay. Looks like that's about it there. Let's just harvest it. Let's drink this. And let's make more. Okay, and let's take a torch and just look around for a second in case I missed anything. Very easy to miss things in the dark. Okay. Doesn't look like I missed anything. Certainly didn't miss much. Really? That's how you place it? Just straight up? Okay. Let's put it here, I guess. That's a shelf? Can I pull it out of the wall? I sure can. Okay, so I thought I saw something kind of interesting. Let's see if I can replicate it. Drop one of these books. Nope. Okay. Put it here, right? Okay. And now, move this, and we'll rotate it. Look at that. Now the book is horizontal. Okay. Now I wonder how to do this. Do I just... Yeah, okay. So now, I take this and it defaults. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. So now you can stand up your books like this. Can I rotate this, though? Yep. Oh, but I can't replace it this way, so I'd have to do that first. Okay. Neat, though. Let's grab that. More. While we're warm, let's go outside and map. Take a little look if we see a bear or a moose or anything. Okay, it looks like it's going to be an aurora. Or it sounds like it. Okay, let's take that. Pick this up, we don't need more of that, and let's, I guess, make some potatoes? Okay. For food, do we have antibiotics? We do. Let's just eat this. And we'll keep all of those for now. Let's eat this too. Weird that these chips treat scurvy, but I don't know, maybe potatoes have vitamin C. Okay, let's just wait it all out. Take that. Let's put some more wood on here. Let's make some more potatoes. Eat them. We're just going to take a bunch of torches from here, and we're going to sleep. Put another potato down. I wish you could scroll through this menu, either using your keys or your mouse wheel, but you just can't. If you can and I'm just wrong, please tell me. I really want to know. I have very few gripes with this game, but that is one of them. Hey, what else we got going here? Cook anything else? Oh, we have one more potato. Okay. And let's add some more wood so we can take some torches. Anything else? I guess we can make some more water. Okay, let's eat this. Take this. Take that. This. Take some torches. We'll manage our inventory a little bit. Head out in the morning. We really need a sewing kit. Okay. Wow, I'm super heavy. All right. How am I so heavy already? Oh, I have tons of sticks. That's how. Let's drop one of these. I don't need them all right now. Let's drop some sticks. We'll pick up more on the way. Don't even need that many, honestly. Let's drop more. We don't need to travel with that many sticks. We'll drink some water before bed and in the morning, so that's fine. And we also need to eat some more food. Let's just eat this. And we'll drink water. Won't quite be at 30, I don't think, but when we wake up, we'll be able to get there. Let's sleep 12 hours, I guess? I think that's how long you can sleep in Stalker. Could be wrong, let me know. This is not my standard difficulty, so I'm sure I have a lot to learn about Stalker. Okay, let's drink some more water, and then we'll be under 30. And let's go. Alright. Kind of foggy, but where we're going, it's completely linear, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So, for anyone who is just watching the route guide, I would have just skipped the entirety of the inside of the retreat. But basically, I made a bunch of water. I ripped some clothing, I did a little bit of inventory management, and I got a full night's rest. That's pretty much it. I didn't find anything super important in there, except for some matches. So there can be matches in there. I don't know how likely that is on Stalker. I mentioned in there that Stalker's not my standard go-to difficulty, so I have a lot to learn about Stalker. I don't really know the loot tables at all. I don't want to take too much of this stuff, but I am going to take the woodworking tools. Even though I'm a little heavy now, I'm not that heavy. I was also saying you can move this up to Foreman's Retreat. And this could be a pretty good base if you have a bear and a moose outside, which you might have. It doesn't look like we have a moose, but, well, there's the bear. We have a bear. More simple tools. That's the third one I've gotten so far, just in Ash Canyon. There's usually no loot around this building, but I'm going to check. Again, I don't know Stalker very well, so maybe there is. Doesn't look like it. Let's check around this building. We'll go in here. Try to wait out that bear a little bit. Maybe find a firearm. That'd be great. This key is for a cache right outside Angler's Den, as you can see. Let's just dip in here, grab whatever we can, and keep moving. Not going to spend a lot of time in here. Let's turn this on just to see things better. Hey, there's a hunter's knife. We already have one, but we'll take another. And some coffee. That's great, too. A little bit of food. Always welcome. Painkillers, not that important, but hey. I don't need that, and I'm not going to carry it. Okay, these are better than what I have. Dump these, put these on. Climbing socks, those are great too. Let's put them on. We'll eventually have to repair them. And what's that? Cargo pants. Great. We have a lot of repairs to do, but we don't have any kits, so we'll worry about that later. Alright, let's see what the situation with the bear is. It's not really cold at all, so I'd love to travel right now if possible. Okay, bear's over there. I wonder if I can get past him by just crouch walking over here. I don't have any stones, so I can't distract him. So there's often a bear here. I don't know if he's always here, but I think he might be. And I don't know if there's anywhere else in Ash Canyon where bears spawn. I don't spend too much time in Ash Canyon, although I'm looking forward to doing that eventually. I usually just get in and get out. I get the technical backpack and I leave. And I explore the rest of the map. Okay, so let's see if I can get around him now by going over here. I might not be able to. He might already be a little too close. I wish I had a single stone. Yeah, I think he's going to be a little too close. Let's see. I think he's going to detect me. We're going to find out. Maybe not. I had some trouble crouch walking there because of that rock ledge. Okay. Apparently get pretty close to him if you don't smell. You crouch walk. I wonder about crouch sprinting. Yep, seems effective. Alright, I think I'm probably far enough now. Yeah, he's not even over here. Okay, let's go. I'm sprinting a little bit. Not that concerned with my calories or my fatigue. Start with a bedroll on Stalker so we can sleep wherever, basically. But there's some firewood up there. This segment's pretty linear. We're going to go up here. There's one fork, but if you want to go to the gold mine, which is where the technical backpack is, it's pretty easy to tell which way to go. We want to get to that bridge. That bridge is going to head to the gold mine, and once you hit that bridge, it's completely linear. I don't think there's a single other fork leading to the gold mine. But we'll see. We'll see today. Okay, so from here, there is a fork. It's right over here. If you take the cave up here from the double falls in your angler's den, the cave's right down there. You approach from this way, and you go down there and into a cave right there. That cave is right there across this log bridge. And then you'd come over here and you'd see this bridge. You go, okay, let me just cross this bridge. And it's easy to miss, but then you have Miner's Folly right there, right? Okay, so now that we're at this bridge, it's completely linear. That is another spot where if you are very cold, if the weather wasn't good, we're going to get tons of ropes on the way, and I don't actually want any of them. If you were colder, or you were on a harder difficulty, or you just didn't have clothes, or it was a blizzard, or whatever, because you can do this in a blizzard. Like I said, it's totally linear. You're not really going to get lost going here. Then you might want to dip into that cave in order to warm up at this point in your journey before taking this next leg of the trip. Because this is a long one, you're pretty exposed most of the way. There can be a snow shelter right over here, but there isn't always. There's usually rabbits. There's often a deer carcass. There's also maple and birch up here, usually. So if you have a hatchet or anything like that, then great. And there can be a little bit of loot over here. So we got some food, a whetstone, rainbow trout raw. It's interesting. If it's not rotten. I always like finding things like fresh caught fish or fresh meat or things like this because it kind of implies that someone was here recently. Like you've just missed them. You know? The last episode of Wintermute isn't out yet, but I suspect that Wintermute, if the modes, Wintermute and Survival, are related at all, then I suspect that Wintermute is a kind of prequel to Survival. I think that's the case, which is why Survival doesn't start with a plane crash or anything like that. You're just somewhere in the world with minimal loot. These bridges are scary, but you really can't fall off them unless you're not paying any attention at all. Pretty hard to fall off of them. You can only fall off these areas that don't have the ropes protecting you. But it's they're a lot scarier. They're a lot less scary than they look. They look very scary, but they're not that bad. So I think it's a prequel, which... And partly that's just because if they're connected, there are NPCs in the story mode. And some of those NPCs have been around for a while, and it makes no sense to suspect that those NPCs, you know, moved here after Survival. I don't think that makes any sense. You can see Foreman's Retreat right now. You can still see the bear over there. I think rather there are NPCs in Wintermute, and then they're gone by the time Survival takes place. And it looks like the Long Dark 2 is like a year or two. I forget exactly how long it was. I can go double check. A year or two or something like that after the Long Dark takes place. And I like to think Survival kind of bridges that gap. So if you last a year or so, however long it is, then your Survival run might be contemporary with or simultaneous with the events of the Long Dark 2. I'm very excited for the Long Dark 2. Look at that, more maple. When they introduced the Travois, they added more maple saplings to the game because the Travois takes 4 maple. Although, you don't need maple to repair the Travois. You just need deer hide, I think. Want to see if there's anything here? Nope. Okay, nice warm day. No blizzards. Bit of a journey. I guess I'm over encumbered enough now that I'm around 50% fatigue. Nope. Just over encumbered enough. 40% and I can't sprint anymore. That's fine. And you just follow all these bridges, right? Once you get to that bridge with the fork from the cave on one side and Miner's Folly on the other, it's all completely linear. That's why I said you can do this in a blizzard. You might not want to, because there's not a ton of shelter, but if you have a bunch of hot teas, there are a bunch of places where you might be protected from the wind. You'd probably want coal. But you can't really get lost. This is not this is not considered to be a cave. It does not have a warm interior. But there is one that looks a lot like it that is warm, and we'll see that towards the end of our journey. Sometimes there's a body over here. Sometimes there's loot under these, so you always want to check. Doesn't look like it, though. Gonna keep going. I usually just have auto walk on here. The one place I really don't trust. I don't trust auto walk on log bridges. I think log bridges are actually more dangerous than these are. And also in the ravine between Coastal Highway, Bleak Inlet, and Mystery Lake. Okay, yeah, I'll take some floating matches. I wonder if you can go down here. I think that'd be treacherous. I haven't tried, and I don't think I ever will. Anyway, in the ravine, there's a trestle with some broken rail tracks, and you cross one steel beam, and it's pretty treacherous. There's also something similar in Broken Railroad, heading over to the bar territory. So now we have a blizzard, but it doesn't matter at all. We're gonna get a little cold. I'm not concerned with that. We're gonna be warm pretty soon. But if the whole journey was a blizzard, maybe you would want to wait. And you would certainly want some warm stuff. So we're gonna go this way. This isn't really a fork, it's just a tiny little area here. There can often be a carcass over there. There's a tiny little spot here where you can get a rifle on this difficulty, and it can be a special rifle. So let's see if it's here. Doesn't look like it. No, I think it's right here. So no rifle for us. I believe that can be a normal rifle, or it can be the Curator's rifle. So worth checking on your way to the gold mine. Now we're just going to keep going. We're getting close. Unlike rope climbs, you don't need to be unencumbered to climb these. You can climb them at any encumbrance. I don't know if you can climb them if you're so heavy that you can't move, but I bet you can. I don't think they check your encumbrance at all. Hard to tell which way the wind's coming from. Looks like it's that direction since I'm protected now. Yep, now I can see it. We're just going to keep going. We don't have much farther to go. Okay, so this is an important spot. This cave right here, if you want to call it that, is warm. Importantly, there can be good loot. If you normally just go right in. But there can be good loot right over here, so you want to turn around and check it out. What do we got? We got Wilderness Kitchen. I know you used to be able to get a bear coat here, actually. I don't know if that's still true. Decent snow pants and condensed milk. Great. Alright, we're going to stop and sort things out for a second. In this little cave. It'll protect us from the wind, but also kind of a unique cave. There are a couple like this in the world, so it's not strictly speaking unique. But this is a warm cave interior for some reason. They got a lot of USB lag there. Alright, let's make a fire. We're going to do that by equipping a torch, lighting it with our cardboard matches, and then placing it down here. That'll save us a match if we fail to light it. Because if you light it with a match and you fail, you're going to need to use another match to try again. But now that our torch is lit using only one match, if we fail, we can just use the torch again, so long as the torch doesn't burn out. So if you have a very low condition torch, you want to be careful about that. But this is a great way to conserve matches. Alright, we were warm for a split second there. Let's throw one coal on. We're not going to be precious about our coal. And a bunch of sticks. Let's make some water. We're not going to make much right now. We can just use these cans because I want to take a second and make some tea as well. That half hour should be enough for that water to get boiling, or at least close to it. 6 minutes till boiled. Okay, let's just wait it out. And we'll take that, and now let's make some tea. That'll take 15 minutes. Let's make some more bandages. And let's sort out our inventory real quick. Let's just drop some of our heavy stuff. Actually, we'll probably want to cook this trout. That's pretty heavy. Let's grab that tea. Let's put down this skillet. Cook this trout. Make some more water. Okay. And now let's revisit our inventory. You have all, can this cure here? Yeah, it sure can. That's how interior this space is. It can actually cure. We can actually cure things here. So let's drop both of those. I think we also had some birch right here. Drop that. Let's check our... Yeah, we have snow pants now in good condition. And we have these cargo pants, which will be better than our jeans, but aren't right now. They're just too beat up. I'm going to leave the jeans on, rather. I think we're good here, otherwise. Let's drop our teas to keep them hot. And we'll do some tea jiggling. So we'll put them right here. And then we'll jiggle them like this. We're just right-clicking and right-clicking again. And now they won't burn for some reason. It's a little bit of cheese, but I like it. I'm happy to use it. Okay, what else do we want to do? We want to eat? Yeah, we'll eat a little bit, I guess. Let's eat this tin of sardines. And then we'll eat that salmon. We don't need all of these. We don't really need both of these either, but I'll hold on to them for now. And why don't we sharpen this knife? See, they're not burning. Normally it would say so and so many minutes until burned, but not if you jiggle them like that. Let's just wait this out. Let's eat it. Take our skillet, take our teas, take our saplings. We're going to be a little heavy, but it doesn't really matter. And let's go. Even though, oh, let's take, there's no point in taking a torch. It's going to blow out immediately. We could get some better torches right now, but I don't really care. And now we're going to keep moving. That cave is very weird because that was a very long leg of the journey with no shelter at all. And then you get that cave, but we're already near the end of the journey. And you also get another cave in just a moment. Sounds like the weather is not as bad. It might be letting up. Take this. There's another cave right there. We want to look over here. There can be loot here as well. I think this is the spot. There are two spots where you got to turn around. I think that's the other one. But maybe I just passed it and now I can't remember. So here's another cave. It's so strange that there are multiple caves right before you get to the gold mine. Alright. There can also be a rope in this cave, and there was a rope near that last cave. We didn't take them. We don't actually care about it. Okay, let's grab some of this coal. We're actually not warm in here. That's how cold it is outside. We're gonna get a lot of cold inside the gold mine as well. Let's see if we can drop anything. Bring some water. We don't need this. We don't need all of these either. We'll drop these relatively low percentage ones. We don't need that. We don't need both of these cans. Okay, good enough. Let's get out of here. It's weird that the blizzard gets less loud when you leave the cave. I guess maybe it's to simulate an echo? I don't know if that's how it would really work. Okay, so right out here, we're just going to basically head straight along this wall. Looks like we have a sapling over here. Birch. May as well grab it. Okay, so right up here, you see this wooden structure up here, and there's also this rock here. Okay? This is an anchor for climbing, so you can attach a rope to this rock and then climb down to the gold mine. It's right down there. But I almost never do that. You might want to attach one, because you might want to, when you're done with the gold mine, you could leave Ash Canyon a couple of ways. You could come back up here using that rope and then basically backtrack down that way. That's one way to do it. And then you would probably head back down to Angler's Den and check out the cache, the one where we got the key over at Miner's Folly. Or you can go a different way. So how you get down there is you look for these 4 trees right around the corner. Right, we have the rock and the fixture right over there. And then you just go around to these 4 trees. And you just go through these trees. And then you can goat down here pretty safely. You're probably going to sprain something. But there's no predators down there, or at least there didn't used to be for the wildlife reset. But you can go down here pretty safely. I step on here, usually, to reset my sprain chance. The longer you're on an incline and have that slope warning on the bottom right, the higher your chance of getting a sprain. It's not just additive. It's not like you just have the same chance every second, and so over time it adds up. No, I think it actually, your chance increases the longer that you're on it. Okay, and now we're down here. We actually got away with only 1 sprain. And now the gold mine is just to our left. Right over there. See that little waterfall? You can usually see that even in a blizzard. There's often ptarmigan down here. But no predators, as far as I know. Alright, now, this is the gold mine over here. If we go to that building and up there, it'll lead to the gold mine. But first, I like to stop over here on the right. We could have taken a sharper angle. If there wasn't a blizzard, it would have been easier. There's so much birch. I'm not going to take all of this. Frankly, if I was on Interloper, I probably would, because arrows become a lot more important. And even on Stalker, my preferred hunting tool is the bow. I think that it feels better to me. That's purely subjective. But also, it is way more lightweight than the rifle. And the revolver can be used for hunting, but it's not great for it. Especially because it tends to have reduced damage on headshots, at least against the moose. I know that's the case. I don't know about other creatures. So I still prefer the bow, but right now I'm heavy, and it's not so important that I grab every single birch, make every single arrow possible. We're going to supplement that bow with the rifle. And a lot of the time, if you're hunting near a base, you can just take a rifle with you. And I would just take the bow for travel. So I like to check this guy. Sometimes there can be a backpack here as well. Okay, some rifle cartridges, running shoes. I'm not even going to take those. And we'll grab this feather. Unlike another birch sapling, a feather is quite lightweight. And now we're going to head to the gold. So This route guide is meant to be very easy. It's not necessarily meant to be the most efficient, or I would have avoided going over there, for example. Although I do think this is a very efficient way to do it. This is a route that somebody in my comments told me about, and it's more efficient than what I used to do. So that goat up to Homesteader's Respite. Yeah, see? I do have a working memory. It just doesn't work very well. That route is, I think, way more efficient than what I used to do. But most importantly, it's a pretty easy route. You can see Homesteader's Respite from that entire region underneath of Ash Canyon. I'm moving so slowly because I'm just so tired. And I like taking that little trip through Miner's Folly, because normally I would take the cave up and then I'd have to take a detour to go to Miner's Folly. But this route, it just cuts straight through Miner's Folly, so it's more efficient in that way as well. So I think this is a pretty good route, but also because most things are super linear up there, and when they're not linear, they're pretty straightforward. It's just a very nice route if you don't know the region. And that's kind of what's important to me in making any sort of route guide. It's not to give you the most efficient route possible, although efficiency is part of it. Rather, it's to give you something very easy, something that you don't need to rely on memory. Because I've watched guides before and they say, oh, just go here, just go here. And then I either have to watch them while I'm playing, and that's not fun at all for me. Or I have to remember each little landmark, and then while I'm actually playing through, I find, oh, I don't remember. They said to go this way, but I can't find it. What happened? Why can't I find the thing? And of course, that's user error, but I like to just minimize the possibility of user error. I'd rather just be efficient. I mean, I'd rather just be easy. I'd rather make things as easy as possible. So you also want to turn here. I don't know if it's still the case, but you could get matches here. So Ash Canyon loves to place things behind where you would look. It feels like 8. Okay, I'm just going to sleep here for a second because I'm so exhausted, and that's really slowing me down, and I don't want to explore this whole region at a snail's pace. So let's eat some stuff. Let's eat this dog food. Normally you want to save things that don't smell, and you want to save cans until you have a knife, or I'm not sure if you can open them with a hatchet, because I usually play Interloper, so if I have a hatchet, I have a knife. You have to make both of them at the forge. You can't find any of them, so you just make both. Or you could use a can opener. And you want to save them until you can do that, because you lose some calories when you open them up. But they're heavy, and I don't really like to carry them, especially compared to other things that I have right now. These chips, I could probably... Yeah, they're a little bit lighter, actually, because it's 600 calories for 0.2 kilograms. This is 600 calories for 0.25, so the chips are better. Okay, there's a guy named Stars who makes guides on a lot of stuff, but one of the earlier guides he did was a comparison of foods, basically calories per weight ratio, and that guide is excellent. I highly recommend it. That was an accident. That was a total accident. I want to sleep much longer than 1 hour. Let's sleep 10 hours. Hopefully we have the hydration for that. We should be at full health after this. A lot of people also, if you're newer to the game and you're not confident about being food stable, you can use starvation tactics, which means you starve all day. When you are at 0 calories, when that rightmost meter in the bottom left part of the screen is empty, it's red, you only lose 1% condition per hour. It's just not a big deal. And so you can starve all day. Some matches. and then just eat right before sleeping and get all of that health back. It's not a big deal, especially if your other meters aren't empty. Here you want to take off your footwear because this is water and it'll get your footwear wet and potentially freeze it. So you take it off here and then just put it back on when you're done with this area. There's another spot with water, so I'm not going to put everything back on yet. And I'm still warm right now, so it's not important. And you always want to take this coal or at least move it. Just jiggle it. Because that starts a respawn timer. So if I come back here once that timer's up, new coal will be here, but the old coal will be too. So even if you're not going to take the coal with you, you may as well reset it. So that when you come back later, there will be more coal. Okay. That's what I'm doing now. I have enough coal. I'm just going to jiggle them. Okay, I think I already have a pry bar. Yeah, and it's 100%. I'm just not going to take that. And let's check this. Okay, marine flare. It's not bad. Useful against timberwolves, and now timberwolves can be in more regions than before. They used to be just Black Rock, Sundered Pass, Bleak Inlet. I think that's it. But now they can be in a lot of other regions like Timberwolf Mountain. It looks like they can be in Ash Canyon. I think that was a pack of timberwolves earlier. Could have been a pack of regular wolves. They don't have pack mechanics or anything, but there can be a lot of wolves all together. And a couple other regions. I don't know where else. I haven't really encountered them in many places, but you might want marine flares to deal with timberwolves. Okay. Now, we're almost at our prize. But first, I'm going to check behind these carts. I have literally never found anything behind these carts, but I always check. I think we all have those places where we've never found anything, but we will always check. Don't know why, just feels like something should be back there, and I will check. All right. So this is why we come here. First, there's these crampons. They're great. They're probably going to be the first accessory slot you get in a given playthrough if you come here relatively early. They'll make sprains less frequent, rope climbing drains less stamina. You can travel with more confidence over weak ice. Okay, yeah, confidence, subjective, but what it does is it basically adds another second, I think, maybe a half second, before the ice cracks, and that actually is a big deal. Oh, I can't wear it either until I put back, until I'm having some sort of foot gear. I can wear it over socks, actually. Or over shoes. It doesn't matter. And let's put our shoes back on. And we'll just equip that. It's not going to ever take damage unless we get attacked by an animal. Tons of coal. I'm not sure if the coal in these boxes respawns like the rest of the coal, but you know, let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to jiggle it and see. Okay, fast film, accelerant, food. And here's the reason we come here. Oh, more snow pants. We come here for this. Glad I had my good pack with me on this trip. Some chest pain on the trek past the high falls, but I expected that after the last surgery. Just going to hunker down in here until the storm passes. Tomorrow, high point at Wolf's Jaw, and then head for home. Okay. Kind of optimistic. Let's take this. And now, here's the technical backpack. Major upgrade in this game. There are 3 carry weight capacity upgrades, and this is one of them. A sturdier backpack with all the bells and whistles. You can carry more gear before becoming encumbered. You need to take this. If you leave it with right click, it will disappear. It won't just go back on the ground. It will disappear. So you'll want to take that. And now our carrying capacity is increased to 35. The next 5 you get is from being well fed, which I'm doing right now. Instead of starvation tactics, I'm making sure that I never hit 0 calories. And in a few days, that'll give me another +5. And lastly, you can get the Moosehide Satchel. And in Stalker and lower difficulties, you can find a Moosehide Satchel in Hush River Valley. That's what I'm going to do on this playthrough. I don't know if I'm going to be uploading this playthrough, but if I do, it'll be less regular than Interloper. Interloper is the main run. And I'll just be playing this if I want to take more risks or have some time and don't feel like doing Interloper for some reason, but I like Interloper a lot, so. And then the last one you get is, well-fed, moose satchel, and this all the way up to 45. Okay, so that's about it. I'm going to show you... Oh, a gun. I'm going to show you the way out of here as well that I usually take. You can take a couple paths out. Shame I didn't find a hacksaw, because then I could go right up to Timberwolf Mountain. But I'm going to show you the way I take out of here. We're also going to sort our inventory because I don't want to be moving at this speed. This is too slow. Okay, I don't want almost any of that. I think I took the flare, but I'll probably just drop it over here. Okay. Let's sort out our inventory. We're going to drop some coal. We don't need all of it. We're going to go through another transition cave. We can drop some sticks, but I want most of them. I want these things. I want that. I guess we'll drop a hatchet. Feels bad, but I'm going to do it. Let's equip these snow pants. And let's drop the cargo pants and the jeans. What else? Don't need this. Probably come back for it at some point. I'm not trying to be optimal right now. I don't really need this cooking oil. We're going to have tons of it when we start harvesting animals. I want these saplings. I'll just drop the cooking oil. I want the books. I don't need this. I don't need 2 knives, but I kind of want 2 knives. They're relatively light. I have a lot of books. I don't need all this cloth. Just take 1. Don't need all these flares. Don't need the scrap metal. Certainly don't need all. I want these, and they're relatively lightweight. Don't need that. Okay, I think that's about it. We'll drop some of these too. Okay, 38.35, 35. We're heavy, but we're acceptably heavy. We're going to drink some water, and we're going to sleep. Just a little bit. Hopefully the storm will pass, and it'll be a nice warm part of the day. So let's eat some food. That'll also help us decrease our weight a little. We'll eat some pork and beans. I don't think there are pork and beans recipes. I think there is a Pinnacle Peaches recipe. So let's just get rid of this. I assume the condensed milk is better. Yeah, 750 for 0.25. I want to keep the more calorically dense food. So higher calories and lower weight means you can stick around. With a few exceptions based on recipes like the Pinnacle Peaches. Okay, let's drop these again. We'll keep 1 because we only have 1 cooking skillet. Once we get a pot or another skillet, then we won't even carry around a can. Alright, and now let's drink some water, sleep, and then top off our water in the morning, and we should be a respectable weight. Not in the morning, just a few hours from now. We're not going to sleep long. Sounds like the blizzard died down. Perfect. Okay, and let's top off our water. Let's see if we're unencumbered. We probably won't be. We'll be pretty close. Yep, not unencumbered. All right, let's get out of here. We're going to light this. And this is the way I like to go back to Timberwolf Mountain. If you have a hacksaw, this is a great route because you can go straight to... If you have a hacksaw and a bedroll, you can go straight to the summit on your return trip from Ash Canyon, especially on higher difficulties. There's not all that much loot in Ash Canyon, except for that technical backpack, the crampons, and so you're probably not going to be super heavy. I should have dropped, by the way, just so that you know, I should have dropped the branches, the saplings, in here to cure over those 4 hours. But I just didn't really care. They're not as important on this mode as on others. Although the maple is arguably still important because I do want to make a travois. especially because on Stalker you have so much loot, a lot more than on Interloper. The travois becomes that much more important. I'm gonna run out of fuel in just a second, and I'll just light a torch. Although I can probably... Actually, I don't even need to light a torch, because now I can see the exit. There we go. Okay, let's leave the mine. If it's nice and warm, we map. Otherwise, we're going to keep moving. It's not that warm, so let's just move on. Let's map. When are we going to be back here again? We'll go back in and wait another hour. Or whatever. However long it takes to get warm, we'll use our bedroll. That'll give us a bonus. And we'll just... Oh, let's see if we can sleep. We cannot, so we'll just pass some time. There we go, done. About half hour, maybe 20 minutes. So now, what you can do is you go down here. You got to goat down it. But it's very easy to goat down, as you can see. Okay. Yes, we replaced that charcoal we used, and we have a rope climb right here. And we have another rope climb. There's usually a maple right over here. There's another rope climb right over here, which goes back up to the gold mine. So you can come from Timberwolf Mountain and go this way and climb all the way up here, but it's a double rope climb. It's super taxing, and you don't go past all those loot locations. So I prefer to go the way that I showed you today. A lot of people will also take the rope from up there and put it at the gold mine, but there are a lot of opportunities to find a rope, even on Interloper, on the route that I showed you to the gold mine. So you don't usually need to do that. You can go down here, but it's very dangerous. I'd probably go this way, but I think you might be able to do it over here as well. I've done it before, and I always get pretty hurt, so I'd rather just take this down. Oh, I'm too encumbered, though? Okay, well, you know what? This is a little bit of a guide. You probably don't need to know how to climb a rope. Let me see if I can goat down. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Yep, let's go here. I'm just hitting W and S. Pop in and out of the wall. Now, A and D. There's a snow shelter down there. That snow shelter has saved my life before. These corners tend to be more safe because you can anchor on either of the walls. So if one of them gets slightly steeper than you thought it would be, you can be kind of protected by the other one. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a steep one. Oh, that's way steeper than I thought. Okay. So I probably should have went out to the left. Yeah, and then I could have climbed down this. So that's probably where I should have went, is over here, fallen down here onto that lip, and then crawled down this. But hey, I'm down. I'm only a little hurt. I don't think any of my clothes were actually destroyed, so we're good. Yeah, if you get stuck up here on a blizzard, it can be kind of rough. So this snow shelter can be a real lifesaver. But the problem is, it's not protected from the wind, that fire, so you can't have a fire there. Okay, so we're going to go down here too. I've done this a couple of ways. There's not a great way to do it, at least that I know of. We're not going to go down here right away, so we'll probably go down this slab and then down there, but I think we'll probably get pretty hurt. Maybe we'll go down... Nah, we're going to go down this way, for sure. But there can be some loot over there. So we're going to go check that first. Okay? Especially on lower difficulties, there can be decent loot by this other rope climb. There's also another trick you can do, where you can go all the way to the edge of a rope climb. It can be kind of dangerous, because usually if you go far enough, you can't walk back up. It depends on the surrounding terrain. There's often a moose down there, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like there's a wolf, though. Although we do have a gun, so that helps. Why don't we load that up? So there's often a cache here, a little container that can have some loot in it. Okay, there's not right now. And let's see if there's a good place to go down from here. I don't think there is. Usually there's no good place to go down near ropes, but there are some exceptions. Okay, let's just go back over here. Yeah, I think this looks like it's like calling to me, right? It's like inviting me to go down, but I think that's a bad idea. Well, actually... Did I already go too far? Am I... Oh, no, okay. That might work. That might work. I'm not sure. But I'm going to try to go down that. Right there, right? That looks pretty good. Again, this is a spot where I've goated down before, but I don't do it often. Because it's just a pretty risky goat. But hey, if I'm trying to show you something, I may as well show you something. Yeah, that first drop is a doozy. That first step is a doozy. Okay, let's just take that first step. Okay. Not terrible. And now we can just crouch down and walk down most of this, I bet. If you crouch... So there's two ways, right? You can sort of do it this way. In and out. Or you can crouch, and crouching makes it so that you take smaller steps so you don't fall each step. See if I can reset that risk. I cannot. And this part looks like it could be a little risky, but I don't think so. Yeah, okay, so this goat actually isn't that bad at all. With any goat, you're going to have sprain risks. That's just the name of the game. It's fine. Okay, so that's not that bad. That first one was much... Oh, come on. That first one was much more difficult. All right, and now we're going to go through here. I have my... Oh, I can't have my gun out because I sprained both of my wrists. Let's just treat one of them. I don't think it matters which one. Yeah, even though I'm holding it in my right hand, it doesn't actually matter that my right hand is sprained. You just need one hand that isn't sprained in order to hold a revolver. Okay, there's a wolf over here somewhere. We're gonna have to deal with that in a minute. He's probably gonna jump right over one of these ridges and scare the hell out of me. He's over right there. I don't want to fight him. I'd rather just walk the dog. Walking the dog. There's a lot of tactics in this video, actually. So if this is... There's like one video you want to see of mine that might tell you a bunch of stuff while getting you some gameplay. There's a lot of tactics involved in this one. The stars aligned. So walking the dog is that... I mean, that's it. You just walk. If they are far enough away from you, they don't get too close to you, then they're not going to attack you, period. You can get too close to them, of course. If you are very encumbered, then you might not be able to outpace them. But at a moderate encumbrance, you can just walk away from them, and it's going to be fine. I like to, especially if there is bad weather, I like to stop during this route in this cave up here. There's a ton of rosehip buds right in front of this cave. And I like to stop up here and warm up. And I'm going to do that this time too, because even though it's not that cold out, I am not that warm, and we have a little bit of a journey ahead of us. So let's go into this cave, see if he follows us. He probably will, but we're about to break line of sight, so we'll see. Sometimes breaking line of sight and getting far away enough will break it. Look at all those rosehip buds. There's like 6 or 7 bushes of them. Okay, and once we're in here, we'll be warming up. Yep, see? 1 chevron up. We're going to be on the lookout for that guy. Alright, let's see what we need to do. Let's eat this tomato soup. Just lighten our load a little bit. Cattail stalks are very efficient for their calories by weight. And I like to have them as travel food, same as these crackers. They're really good travel food. Let's drop this can. Every time you open a can, you get a can. Yeah, let's eat this too. Like I said, you can use starvation tactics if you want, but I like to just maintain calories so I can get well fed as early as possible. On lower difficulty, that's not too hard to do once you practice it a bit. All right, I'm going to put down a bedroll. I'm going to sleep just for an hour just to get some warmth, right? Because that's going to bring me from 3 degrees to 7.9. That'll warm me up a little bit faster. Although it looks like not that much faster. It's still 1 chevron. Still faster, though. Okay, that's not bad. Looks like the weather's turning a little bit, so we're just going to get a move on. I don't want to end up with a blizzard. Keep this out for a minute. Hear that? That wolf is still around. Or another wolf, or a deer or something, but I assume it's the same wolf. But he was that way. So now we're going to go over here. Another thing about walking the dog is that... Well, hold on a second. Let me tell you about this. One of the reasons I like this path is it takes you through a birch forest. Birch bark can be made into a tea, and that tea gives you a health regeneration effect. So that's very valuable. If you get really hurt, you can regenerate a ton of health by drinking a birch bark tea or 2 while you walk around. The intensity won't stack, but the duration will. So if you drink 2 at once, it'll last as long as 2 of them. And just do the same normal intensity. So we're just going to follow this right-hand wall, by the way. That's basically what we're doing the entire time. After we leave that cave, we're just going to follow this wall. Go past that huge log and just keep going. So birch bark, you can recover a ton of health if you get hurt by drinking some birch bark teas and an herbal tea and then sleeping for at least 10 hours. And on lower difficulties, as much as you can sleep. Because the longer you sleep, the higher the percentage of health regeneration per hour at those higher hours. So the 9th hour heals a lot more than the 8th hour, and the 10th hour heals even more than that. And I think that still happens for the 11th and 12th, but again, that's a stalker thing. You can only sleep 10 hours in Interloper before you stop regenerating because your thirst meter will go from full to 0 in 10 hours. So if you sleep more than 10 hours, you'll actually start losing health. Okay, and we're just following this right-hand wall. Picking up as much birch bark as we can. So again, this is where I like to show an easy route. This may or may not be the most efficient, although if you find or have a hacksaw, it is very efficient because this will set you up to go to the Summit and Timberwolf Mountain, which requires a hacksaw. But it's an easy route. So once you go down all that stuff, you just keep the edge of the map to your right. And that's it. You just keep going. And it's also a beneficial route because you get tons of birch bark. And that's what you want. You want a lot of birch bark. Your journeys aren't always going to bring you through... Oop! Sorry. Your journeys aren't always going to bring you through birch forests. They will periodically. And so you typically want to take advantage of that when you can. Another forest you'll probably go through is in Pleasant Valley. When you're leaving Timberwolf Mountain, you might go through a birch forest on your way to the farmhouse. There's some birch in the ravine between Coastal Highway, Mystery Lake, and Bleak Inlet. So those are pretty... You're almost certainly going to go through those birch forests at some point. But this is a big one. I feel like I heard more than that one deer. Alright, we're going to keep going. Getting close to where we want to be. Now we have a pretty steep slope down here. Let's go check this backpack. Why not? I think you can climb up there. but I'm not interested in doing that right now. We're going to get some misc loot up there, I think. So I'm saying that now because I know there's an area up here, but I've never actually climbed up it, and I think that's one way you can get up it. We're just going to keep going. Actually, I usually go this way, I think. I guess we don't stay right all the way. I hope this is the way I usually go, but I think it is. So maybe that's how you get up. Yeah, I bet it is. So a travois can get through this region, I think. There's one little spot where it might take a little bit of... Another path up there, it looks like. A couple of wolves. Yeah, bark, bark. Okay, so anyway, this is actually a good example about the other thing I wanted to say about walking the dog. Only one wolf is going to aggro you at a time. So if you have one wolf on you, walking that wolf can actually give you some protection from other wolves. Now, they can switch. We're at Pilar's footrest, so we're almost where we want to go. We're getting really close. So walking the dog instead of killing it can actually offer you some protection from other wolves that might come out. They can switch their aggro, but usually it's pretty obvious when they do. But in general, they won't. Okay? And now we're going to have a cave to Timberwolf Mountain. It's going to be down here and to our right. Hey, bun? This is a good example. You see this arch? Arches very often. In the community right now, I'm seeing a lot of discussion about this. We're getting to this water, and this water is going to lead us to this cave. That's how we know we're at the right spot once we hit this lake. And here's the cave down here. So, those arches are... They often, if you go through them, they often lead somewhere. And people wonder, well, do they always signify something? They don't. That one didn't. Right? That one didn't lead anywhere. But they often do. Now, I don't know if that's intentional, or if it's just as people navigating this environment, we look for landmarks. Like as a community, or even as individuals, we see those and we use them to navigate, right? It's like navigating by the stars. The stars don't, like, in themselves point at something and tell you where it is. Rather, we navigate using those stars. And I think that's the way that those work. So this route guide is almost done. I just want to show you a little bit more. I want to go up to the summit to show you how to do that as well. A very easy way to do that. And that might backfire on me. You'll see. It might backfire because, like I said earlier, you need a hacksaw. Actually, let me explore this cavern. I don't know if you can find a hacksaw on it, but if you can, I'd hate to miss it. Oh, okay, that was just a genuine fork. These caves aren't that difficult to navigate. Usually there's just some forks that wrap back around on each other. Yeah, there might be some loot in there. What do we have? Bullets and a pot. Okay, I want to go over there. So it could backfire on me because you need a hacksaw to open the containers at the top of Timberwolf Mountain, and we don't have a hacksaw. But a hacksaw can spawn up there. So you're kind of taking a gamble going up there, especially if you don't have enough supplies to make the trip safely. You could very easily make that trip and then die at the summit. Okay, so this should be that room that we just saw. I'm not going to take this coal. I'm moving slow enough as is. I'm just going to jiggle it. Okay. Got a wolf carcass in here. I think that's always here. At least it often is. We got revolver ammunition, condensed milk, shell casings. Okay. And a pot. Can you go over this? Can I get to the other side from here? I don't think I can. Oh, I don't know. No, it doesn't look like it. That'd be cool, though. Okay. So I'm going to show you basically the whole loop, right? This is why starting in Ash Canyon it's one of my favorite places to start. Or at least Timberwolf Mountain. Because then you can just go to Ash Canyon and then basically do exactly what I just showed you. Remember earlier I said from the Homesteader's Respite, I said, hey, look, over there we have... This guy probably killed that wolf. Over there... Oh, another revolver? Do I really need another revolver? I don't know. Can't dual wield them or anything. I said, hey, over there you got that waterfall, and then you can go to Timberwolf Mountain. Well, if you start in Timberwolf Mountain, that's the way I would go. I would go straight to Ash Canyon. The only thing is you're kind of hoping that you get a hacksaw. Because if you don't, then it's not as strong of a start. But I think starting, getting well fed and a technical backpack as soon as possible, and then going to the summit, especially if you already have a hacksaw, that's super powerful. Did I just get turned around? Am I walking out now? Yeah, wait a second. Oh, don't be lost. Okay, that goes to there. No, this is the way. This is the way. I don't generally know these caves because they're just not that hard to navigate. So I don't commit these to memory at all, right? Because again, they're usually just a couple of forks. Most of those forks, it'll look like a fork, but it'll actually join up again after a little while. And then there's just these little nubs off to the side, these little side caves that usually just have some coal or some miscellaneous loot. And they're not really worth thinking about. Okay. We're just going to keep moving. I think this is the way out here. So there's two things you need when you're going to this summit. It's very unlikely that you're going to be well rested enough to climb the ropes when you get to Timberwolf Mountain from this trek. Very unlikely. Unless you have a bedroll. In which case, it's pretty likely. So, a bedroll, you need that, and a hacksaw. You could get by with a stim or some coffee. I think that'll let you climb a rope, even if you are tired. Alright, we're gonna stay here tonight because I want to show you tomorrow when you can actually see where we're going. Because it's not as linear moving forward. And I want you to actually be able to see what we're doing. So, we're not going to go to great pains right now to optimize our time or multitask or anything like that. We're just going to eat some of this condensed milk. And we're going to drink water. And we're going to pass time and sleep. We might make some water, but that's the most we're going to do. Okay, so let's just get this done. Let's pass a little time. You can do the same thing with starvation tactics as you can with water, although I believe you lose 2 or 3 health per hour with water, so you lose more health. But gaining it back still isn't that bad. I wonder if I can read right now? I doubt that. Yeah, I can't. Oh, I'm just not healthy enough? Oh, because I have sprains. That's kind of silly, but I'm not going to bother healing that just to try to read and then fail, you know? So there is a buff, well fed, if you don't get 0 calories, but there's no corresponding buff for staying out of 0 hydration. So I will often just let myself go to 0 and just tank that damage. It's not a big deal in order to conserve water. I'm going to pass a little bit more time because I want to be very tired when I sleep, so that I can get the most healing out of it possible. It's not a big deal right now, frankly. Yeah, I'm good. Because I'm going to heal enough. I'm going to be at full health. So let's rest. I'm going to call it 12 hours. It's not actually going to be 12 hours. 1581, 720. So that means I'm not going to run out of calories while I sleep. That's important. Okay, pretty good time of day. It's going to be relatively warm. I'm all healed up. I have some more water, but I'm not really going to worry about that right now. I'm going to finish this condensed milk. And now hopefully the weather is nice and clear, and I can show you the way that I get to the Timberwolf Mountain Summit. The weather's not great. Let me try to wait it out just a little bit for your sake. I don't need to use my bedroll here. Let's just wait a couple hours. Okay, let's see. All right, great. So we're at a place called Deer Clearing. Okay, this is in the northeast of the map. We have this big slope up here, but we're actually going to stay over here and go this way. There's another cave over here, right there, dead in front of us. We're going to go left over here. Actually, we can go up this slope. We don't want to go that way. We can go up here or back here. I don't think you can get a hacksaw in here, but I'm desperate, so I'm going to check. Nope, just some wood. Usually there's nothing back here, but sometimes there is, and there's some coal in that corner. Okay. Yep, deer clearing. That's why it's called deer clearing. We got a bunch of deer. So I'm going to need to sort out my inventory a little bit, but we're actually just about fine. I'm also not going to sprint because I want to make sure that I have enough fatigue to climb these ropes. We'll take some sticks, but we don't want to take many. Because again, we're going to need to climb some ropes. Okay, so you can just go around this rock. It doesn't matter which way you go around this rock. So long as you're going in this general direction, you're fine. We're going to orient ourselves this way. There can be a bear here. At least before the wildlife refresh there could. I bet there could be now too. I don't think a lot of refreshes removed spawn locations. I think they just increased the number of possible spawn locations. So we're going to go over here to the side of this big rock fixture, this mountain. We're going to go this way. And ultimately we're going to go up there and we're going to climb a rope up there. Right there. You can see... Why can't I aim? I'll show you. I want this loaded anyway. Oh, because this is the new revolver? Why would it do that? Okay, so we're going to go over here. And that's where we're going to climb our first rope. Now this is pretty easy again. We're just sticking to this side of the map. And we are going to go past a fork with some fallen trees, and we'll make a left at that fork. Alright, you see that fallen tree right up there? We're going to climb right up to here. I don't think you can go up this. You could obviously go down it. Wouldn't be difficult. And we don't have to worry too much about temperature because we're going to get to a cave pretty quickly. Okay, so you see this fallen tree here, right? And then there's this fallen tree right here. Right, kind of hard to notice. But again, we use this to navigate. So we have this fallen tree and this tree, and you go right between them. Yep, there's a bear. We're going to go right up here. And this is going to take us to a rope climb. Now that we're up here, we basically are going to go straight ahead once it opens up a little. See this rock fixture right in front of me? There's some ptarmigan up here too. I don't want to hunt. I could. It'd probably be smart, but I don't want to. This rock fixture right here, it doesn't matter if you go left around it or right around it. Either way is fine. As long as you stick roughly to the left side of this little plateau, good to go. And this will take us to a little path. and we'll be able to climb a rope to get to the secluded shelf. See, this is this little path right here. So we could have went up and around that way. It wouldn't make a difference. And now here's the secluded shelf is up there. We're going to just climb this rope. We'll probably have to drink some water or eat some food just to get under our max encumbrance. It's not actually maximum. It's just the maximum before you're encumbered. Your encumbrance capacity, maybe, you want to call it. All right. So now we just need to get under this. The water won't quite bring us there. It will. Okay. Let's go. And now up here, there's a cave. So we'll warm up right up here. Probably start a fire at some point to grab more torches, especially since we are out of lamp oil. Actually, I don't think we are. I think we found some lamp oil. I want that maple, but we're about to be very heavy from the summit if we find a hacksaw. Let's go in here. So this cave is going to lead out another cave onto another little plateau with another cave, but also with a rope climb. So let's light this. Our plan right now is to sleep in this cave, but on the other side of it. That way we can have full fatigue for our way up to the summit. Hopefully we'll be able to open everything up, and then I'll show you how to goat down from the summit to Timberwolf Mountain, the Mountaineer's hut. And then that'll be the end of this guide. A lot of this is going to be similar to the start of the Interloper run, but I am using a more efficient... Ah-ha-ha! This isn't... Is this an Interloper? I don't know. I haven't found it. This is the Spelunker's lantern. It isn't as bright, but it burns fuel more slowly. Very happy to have found that. Tons of wood here. I'm not going to take any of that stuff. I guess I'll take that. Okay, so it's going to be very similar to the beginning of the Interloper run, except the trip up to the gold mine is more efficient now. And in my Interloper run, I didn't go up to the summit because that would have been a very dangerous trip for me. I was very tired. I would have had to use a stim or some coffee. I don't even know if I had any. So this time, I'm actually going to go up there. And so that'll give you a complete route guide for what I think is one of the strongest starts in the game. Ash Canyon Technical Backpack up to the summit. Just involves a bit of a gamble, and you can't always afford that gamble. Right, we're increasing our elevation here. That's a good sign if we're trying to head to the summit. I love the cave music. All the music in this game, but the cave music is very creepy. Let's light this torch and we'll make some more torches at the end of this cave. Actually, if we find some more wood, we will take it. Just to burn for torches. Not a lot of coal in here, though. Okay. So this is where we're going to spend the night. Let's find a spot to put our bedroll. This looks pretty promising. Actually, can we do it over here where we have a little bit more natural light? Yeah, alright. And let's put a fire right here. Using our torch. And yeah, why not use a book? You usually want to save books for emergency situations, but I usually carry around 3, and that's more than you're going to need. Books and accelerant are both really good for emergency situations because books increase your chance of success at starting a fire. Accelerants, I think, just bring it to 100%. I'm not sure, but importantly, They also make it so your fire starts way faster. Okay, we're gonna make some water. Just a couple of liters, because we don't want to be heavy. We're gonna sort our inventory just a little bit. Let's just drop this. We could harvest it for sticks. Let's harvest it for sticks, I'll show you. So you generally want to hold on to those so you can harvest them for sticks. Sticks are how you survive, especially on higher difficulties. Let's drop these. I don't even want to keep this anymore. We'll find more of them. I don't need to keep this. Can I harvest it? I can. It'll take 1 hour. Let's do that. Let's just harvest it for scrap. It's always strange to me that you don't need any tools to harvest that for scrap, but I'm not complaining. Okay, let's grab this water. Anything else we want to make? Not really. We can make this cup of coffee. The reason to do that is just because when you find a cup of coffee or tea, heating it for the first time actually gives you cooking experience. We don't need more water right now. We'll make a little bit more. Just one more. And we'll add some more sticks on here. And we'll take some torches. Take that. And this is going to need about 1 hour longer. So let's add another coal on. I still want to take a bunch of torches. Not that many, though. Just some. I want some good torches, though. I'm going to take torches. They need to be good. Weight matters right now. All torches weigh the same regardless of their condition. So you really want to take some... These are all almost identical. You really want some good torches, like this one. You can get about 50% by drawing torches this way. It's good enough. Okay, let's eat some food. We're running a little low. That's okay. Okay, these chips are actually better than these bars. They're both 0.1, but these are 250, and that's 300. So let's eat these bars. What about this one? 300, so that's the same as chips. Let's eat some of these chips. These are 150 per 0.05, I think. So for 0.10, they're 300. So same as these. Okay. Let's wait till this is boiled. Pick it up. Take one more torch. Okay, that's a good torch. And we need to sleep here. So we're going to eat some more of this stuff. We're running a little low on food, but we're going to have plenty of food in a minute. We have this, which is enough to keep us going for a day or two. Like a day and a half. 6 will get you through 10 hours of sleeping. So if you're employing starvation tactics, having 6 is what you want. You usually want to have at least 12 on you. Let's drink some water. And let's sleep a little while. We're going to pass some time and sleep. Probably should have drank the water later, but it doesn't matter. Let's pass some time first. Just gonna get a full night's sleep. Even though at full health. Now, normally I would say multitask. Always be multitasking. Right? At this point, if you had a sewing kit, be repairing things right now. Or be reading. Or be ripping things up. Or whatever. Right? But right now I'm just trying to show you stuff, so I'm not spending too much time. I don't want to have to cut out a ton of stuff either, because there's a lot of commentary here that hopefully will be somewhat useful to somebody. Okay, sounds like there's a blizzard outside, but we're not going to get lost where we're going. This is another one of those spots that's very linear, so I'm just going to show you. Now again, this is a gamble. We need to hope... Did I take my bedroll? Yep. We need to hope that there's a hacksaw up at the summit. There simply might not be. Alright, so it looks pretty bad here, right? So on the left, there's a rope climb down. we're going to go to the right. So on the left over there, there's a rope climb. We're just going to turn right out of this cave. There's going to be another little cave, a shallow one, not an interior zone. We could have went down that slope too. And this wall on the right is where we're going to find the rope climb up to the summit. So first, there's a cave on the left. Should be just about in front of us now. You can see better with the edges of your screen in the long dark, for whatever reason. So sometimes in a blizzard like this, I'll turn to look at the edge of the screen. Okay, I've come a little bit too far because I have this anchor down, and that's right between the summit and the cave. The cave must be over here somewhere. Yep, here it is. Got a deer carcass if we needed some meat. We really don't. I doubt we'll be warm in here. Yeah, we're not. Let's take whatever's in here. I almost want to put this down on that other rock, but I don't think I'll ever come back up. Well, I'll come back up here again if I don't have a hacksaw. So I guess in case you don't get a hacksaw, it might be worthwhile to put this rope over here. Although if I don't have a hacksaw, what I'll probably do is take a totally different route up to the summit. I like to cover as little ground as I've already covered as possible. That way I might find more loot. Okay, I think, yep, the anchor's right here. I'm freezing, but I don't really care. Let's see if we can get some wind protection. We can. Maybe not. What if I go right here? This seems like the obvious choice. Yep. Okay, nice. So now you can see this platform a little bit better. I'm glad it eased up a bit. So let me just go back up here and show you where we are. Okay, so here's the cave. The cave we came from is right over there. Right over that lip. Ptarmigan here now. Down there. You know, I've never killed a ptarmigan with a revolver. Seems like overkill. But let's see. You can get really close to things. If you crouch walk, so you alternately crouch and uncrouch. Freezing, so my hands are shaking. You can get pretty close to these things pretty fast. That'll do it. But I think this will encumber me. Yep. So I did that for no reason. Okay, and then there's the summit rope. And that is a heck of a climb. It's pretty long. The crampons make it a lot more manageable. I think you can actually do it in one go. But you might want to have lower encumbrance. I'm not sure if that actually affects it. You would definitely want your crampons as well. But we're probably not going to take it in one go. What's important is you can easily go up there and spend a ton of fatigue and then dip under half of your fatigue meter, the eyeball on the bottom left, and then get stuck on a ledge, unable to grab the rope again, because when you go to half of your fatigue, it decreases your carry capacity. So that can be a problem. So you really don't want to go under half while you're climbing a rope. Okay? I hope you're finding not just this route advice useful, but also these little tips and tricks. We're going to go as far as we can. We might be able to do it in one go. Let's see if we can. If we can, that's another point in favor of the Ash Canyon Timberwolf Mountain start. Because, oh yeah, we definitely can. Look at this. Because you end up with the Crampons. Let me just take a look to see if there's anything useful on these ledges. Nah, just a lot of sticks. Look at that. That's no problem. Although we are at half capacity now, so we'll probably be encumbered when we get up here. Oh, no, we're not. Only barely went under. Okay, so now we're at the summit. The summit can have a wolf on it now. I call him the cargo wolf, or the airdrop wolf. I assume he came with the plane. Otherwise, how'd he get up here? So there's a cave over here that you usually want to check, because it can have some stuff in it, just some miscellaneous loot. It's also a great place to warm up. If you're going to spend time up here, people usually either make a fire in the plane itself, or they go into this cave. So let's see what's going on in this cave. We got a rope, which we don't need. We got a thermos. I love the thermos. It keeps drinks hot for longer. Without the thermos, you can have about 3 hot teas before they get cold, which will extend your travel time in bad conditions. But with the thermos, you can get, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Do I have any coal? Good, I have 2. So, you really want a thermos, I think, when you're going for long treks, especially in higher difficulties where it can be very cold. The thermos basically makes misery possible. Misery mode is absolutely brutal, and you really need to be able to stay warm if you're going to succeed in misery. I'm going to kill this wolf because I don't want to deal with him. You want to fight wolves on even ground to make their movement more predictable. Oh, that was terrible. That's fine. I'm not even bleeding. Okay, I'm not used to guns yet. He is bleeding, though, so he'll die. He's not going to be a problem again. I should have waited till he got really close. But I'm just not used to the revolver. I thought I could get more shots off. I always think I can get more shots off. Okay. These are what I call corpse crows. There are 2 types of crows in the game. There are passing crows, which just fly by overhead. They don't mean anything other than the weather is such that they can spawn. They can only spawn in relatively clear weather. But if they're flying past, you usually already know that. That's a very good food item for travel. Take this gun out. Whoa! More wolves. Deja vu. Are they just... is this just a plane full of wolves? I told you they were cargo wolves. Alright, so let's see if we can get a hacksaw here. That'd be really great. I'm not too hopeful. Ah ha 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 ha! Hacksaw. Alright, so the gamble paid off. I'm going to show you what's going on. Just a second. Here's a bunch of flares for the flare gun. You can go down here. A lot of people don't realize this. You can go down here, and then you can go back into the region. I'll show you right now. So you can go down here, and there's often a flare gun down here. Okay. Go energy drink, great, and there's a backpack too. I'm pretty hurt. We're going to stay up here for a minute and get some of that health back. Okay, dog's best friend. So to get back up, you go down here. And then you just walk up and around. And I'm going to come back down here a few minutes from now. Or once I'm done here. Because I still want to show you how to get back to... how to get to Mountaineer's hut. You can see well, you can't see it right now. But you just go back up around here. Right? I think a lot of people don't realize you can go down there. And if you do go down there, there's a worry that you won't be able to get back up. But you can. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a fire probably about here. Again, we're going to light a torch first to conserve matches. That way if we fail... Okay. That way if we fail, we won't need another match. We're going to throw some coal on here so that we'll warm up, because we are currently freezing to death. And we'll probably collect some sticks, try to keep that going, sleep up here, and then we'll go down to Timberwolf. We'll go down to Mountaineer's hut. I tend to identify Mountaineer's hut with Timberwolf Mountain, but of course we're already in Timberwolf Mountain. So I'm about to show you some great loot here. It's going to be a lot of loot. A lot of it. One thing that's important is that your hacksaw be in good condition, because if it breaks while trying to open one of these containers, while trying to open them, the container will be broken and you won't ever be able to open it. Okay. Let's start sawing. Okay, we got some water. These are usually themed, so here we have drinks. Okay, airline food. MRE, okay, so we have a lot of food. We have, like, too much food. Way too much food. Okay, no such thing. Gonna keep going. Oh, more drinks. Interesting. We're going to be extremely over-encumbered on the way down, which is why I want to show you how to goat down from here. Taking a rope back would be ridiculous. I don't want a storm lantern. I'll take quality tools. It's weird that they look like that. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Fire striker, I'll take it. Another storm lantern. That's a lot of storm lanterns. More quality oh my god. Oh, this is out. Oh my god. That's outrageous. I took 4 quality tools, I think. And there were 6 storm lanterns. I took 5 quality tools. Holy cow. I doubt I can even move. Oh, nope, I can. Let's drop some stuff. Okay. That's fine for now. Trying to see if I can stay near my fire, but I can't. That's alright. I'm still pretty warm. Okay, nice. So this is going to have a bunch of cured hides. Okay, that was a pretty good amount. I think I got 3 rabbit hides, which I think is what you need for the hat. I got 3 deer hides, and I think that's useful for something too. Heavy hammer, hunting knife, hatchet, another hacksaw. Oh my god. This is completely ridiculous. Okay. I can't be holding all of these right now. This is too much. Let's actually just... I don't want to break this. They don't necessarily break at 0. I think they have a chance to break once they get to a certain percentage. So I don't want to use that one right now. We can drop some hides. Do these cure in here? Is this considered an interior? Let's test it. They do. Okay. Keep going. Some more warmth back right here. Okay, food. A lot of food. Oh, that's a ridiculous amount of food. Ah, yes. Tea and coffee. That's excellent. Tea and coffee is very easy to cook. It takes very little time, but you get cooking experience when you complete an item, regardless of how long it takes. So making a lot of teas and coffees early game is great. because it'll give you a ton of cooking experience. Okay, let's we gotta do some stuff. We gotta eat some of this food. We usually want to keep maple syrup because you can make pancakes with it. Peanut butter is pretty rough in terms of weight and calories, but it's not the worst. Let's drop this gun. Let's drop these pelts, all that leather, and let's drop a bunch of this food, just so we can move, right? We just want to be able to actually finish this all up. Okay, what else we got? Okay, wool socks, great. Decent insulated boots. I actually assume these are really great, but I don't know. They're not on Interloper. I don't need the combat pants. I'll take the climbing socks. I think those are better than wool socks. I already have 2 pairs of snow pants. I don't need the combat pants. Already have climbing socks. Don't need that. Holy cow. Okay. This is absolutely crazy on Stalker. I'm glad I was able to show you this by finding that hacksaw. Super helpful. Yeah, I think these are better than what I have, at least once I repair them. That's probably... Oh, this is great. That's excellent. I don't really need that, I don't think. Take that one. That seems to be the best percentage one so far. Okay, so... Wait a sec. Let's see what we have here. So... I definitely want to put on that parka. Right? Like, that's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be ridiculously good. Let's put on that parka. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Okay. And now... Let's look at these. What's the highest percentage one here? 61? Yeah, so let's put a bunch of these away. We might still want to, but let's see first. No, this is better. We're going to take that. We're going to take this. We're going to drop this. What's the best one we have here? I think it's this 44. We're just going to drop this. We have too much. We can't be carrying all this. Yeah, it's the 44. And I think the Fisherman's is better than this, so we don't need this. I don't know if the Fleece Cowl is... It's going to be better than this. Let's take that. Let's drop this. We don't need to worry about ripping these things up for cloth. I don't care. And snow pants. Weren't there some snow pants in here? Maybe it was in here? Okay, snow pants, 51%. And what is ours? One of them is 40. Let's take this 51. And let's... What's our best climbing sock? 57 and I think 30. Let's see. Now we have 42 here. So let's put the 61 or 51 or whatever it is. 57. Let's put that one on the outside. Less likely to break. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay. And let's equip these. They're heavy as hell. But they're warm. Okay, and one last container. Holy moly. Holy moly. A lot of stuff. We're going to have to leave behind a lot of stuff. I don't want antiseptic. It's too heavy. I don't want more painkillers. I'll take antibiotics. Emergency stim for sure. Emergency stim for sure. Okay, 2 emergency stims. That's awesome. Yeah, okay. I'll take this. Yep. Yep. Sure. Good. Yep. Okay, and now decisions have to be made. We have way too much loot. We could... Yep, we just have too much loot. Okay, let's put our tools over here. I want at least one of these heavy hammers, but they're not as important on Stalker. as they are on other difficulties. They're great for making, for ice fishing, and of course you need them to forage. I don't need all these hacksaws. I have plenty of hacksaws. You can repair them pretty easily with just tools and scrap. Speaking of tools, oh my god. Why didn't I fire? I clicked to fire. Why'd he get close to the fire, too? That's crazy. Yeah, I can fire. That's super weird. I clicked. Okay, that was a very weird wolf attack. It's weird that he came into the fire. Okay, I don't think I'm bleeding or anything, though. Nope. I want these hides, I think. I don't know. It is Stalker, so maybe not. But let's at least move them somewhere else. We can have distinct stacks of stuff. I'm not taking that revolver. I'm not taking the scrap. Probably take these. I have lots to drink. I'm actually going to dump a bunch of that because it's just too heavy. I want at least one quality tools, probably more like 2. I'm just going to leave a bunch of this stuff up here. I'll just be back for some of it. I don't need to take all of it. And what I'll do there, to show you something else I do, is I'll say, Summit, Timberwolf Mountain Summit, bunch of loot. Tools, hides, if I leave any hides, hammers, books, right? I can just come up here again some other time. Take some other route up. Also notice there's 2 of these hatches in each of these. You can also break down this, and this can have... Some of these crates have other stuff in them. So let's actually... We have 47 minutes. Let's break down one of these crates just to get some wood. Could have done that earlier. Okay, let's use a hatchet. Good. Great return. And some of them might have stuff in them. But let's drop some of our stuff. We're just way too heavy. Okay, I'm considering taking this with me. I'm definitely taking this stuff. Let's reconsider the hides. Put these over here. I don't necessarily need both of these hacksaws. I do want at least 2 tools. Let's eat some of this peanut butter. We're not going to take all of that with us. It's just so much food. And this food can rot up here for all I care. Because once you have level 5 cooking, you can eat it. So I can leave a bunch of food up here as a kind of stash later. I don't need all these knives. I'll take just a couple of torches. I'll take... I think that's pretty good, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave this book too. These are heavy. Okay, I should have waited until I had something to gain from that, calorically. These are pretty heavy, so I'll probably leave some of these. They'll rot, and I'll be able to drink them later. Oh wow, that's such a... Oh, it got ruined from the wolf attack. Well, that makes it easy to say I'll leave that. What about this airline food? How's that? It's not great. Pretty bad, actually. We'll leave that here. Oh, that got ruined too. Okay, well, I have more. Right in here. Let's grab another one. How's the rest of our stuff? Okay, I need to do a lot of repairs. We're looking pretty good. Let's swap these. Because the exterior ones wear more rapidly. And we need a hat. Oh, we don't have any hats. Wow. Well, at least we have the one. I don't think there were hats in here, right? Yeah, medicine and nothing. Whatever I got from there. I think it was... I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Okay, now we have a decent weight, I think. We're doing pretty good. Let's equip this rifle, by the way, and load it. No use having an unloaded rifle. Apparently no use having a loaded revolver either. Okay. Great. Put that away. We'll leave some water up here, I guess. Alright, let's break up some of these and see if there's any more loot in here. We're going to spend the night here, so I want that reclaimed wood. Yep, bunch of matches. 24 matches here. Definitely worthwhile. We can just toss that reclaimed wood right on here. We definitely don't want to be hauling a bunch of reclaimed wood down the mountain. That's ridiculous. We may as well be making water right now, even if we just leave it up here. Okay. I'm going to crouch so we don't attract wolves. Mountaineer rope, scrap metal. Okay. I mean, that is loot. Not nothing, but I don't want it. And let's get this one. More water. Add some more reclaimed wood to this. A lot of it. I think this will be protected from the wind. It might not, though. I guess the wind could come right in here. A lot of the time you put it right over here, because that'll get you a lot of protection. Okay. We got 35 minutes. Let's keep going. This is how you survive the night here. Like I said, I don't want to be carrying all this reclaimed wood down the mountain. That's going to be a huge chore. Not worth it. Oh, I just burned everything out. Oh, that's the maximum. Okay. I guess 12 hours. Take that. That was a mistake. Pots and skillets only degrade when you burn them off. So that was a mistake on my part there, but it's fine. It's a mistake you can make many times and still have it be kind of okay. Alright, and let's grab some more. Anything in here? Don't want disinfectants, too heavy. I prefer to use Old Man's Beard dressings. You get 3 Old Man's Beard, whatever they're called. Let's see if we have any. We don't. I have a little antiseptic right now, but they're pretty heavy. You get 3 Old Man's Beard lichen, and then you can make Old Man's Beard dressing. And it's just way lighter weight. Let's wait this one out. Take it. Okay, I think we're good, and we have plenty of reclaimed wood to keep us going through the night. So let's sleep over here. Try to be a little bit protected. The question is if I can be here. Yeah, I can. So, another tip. Your temperature isn't based on where the bedroll is, it's based on where you click the bedroll from. So I'm close to the fire right now, and I can click the bedroll. It doesn't matter whether or not that fire is in the radius or not. Okay, and we're just going to sleep for 1 hour, and then grab our pot. There is a risk that a blizzard kills us if we try to sleep really long, so we probably shouldn't. Take that, take this. Let's give it a shot. Risk it for the biscuit. There is no biscuit. This is just a bad idea. Let's eat some food. Let's go with the peanut butter first. Okay. And some water. We have tons of that. We'll leave a bunch here. Okay. Let's sleep 10 hours and see what happens. Let's feed this fire, though. Actually, I don't want to. I accidentally did. Okay. It's fine. Sleep 10 hours, see if we die. A blizzard could blow that fire out. You should put that fire in a protected spot. Like where my bedroll is right now. That's where you want your fire. Okay, we're all good. You're all good. Still have 3 hours on here. Those wolves that we hurt are dead now. If you hurt a wolf, if you hurt any animal except for the moose and I think the cougar, they'll bleed unless you use a hammer. But if you use something piercing like a arrow or a gun or an axe or whatever, they will bleed and they will eventually die. Even a bear. But moose don't bleed. Okay. And now we're going to finalize our loadout for our return trip. Let's drop a bunch of water. We have all those sodas. I'm going to drop 3 of these. Let's drop this. Drop 1 of these. Let's eat this. Oh, and look, we have our well-fed bonus. I don't know when we got it, but now we have 40 carry capacity. And your slowdown is based on how high above your max carry you are. So now we're going to be less slow. Okay, I think this is pretty good. Let's see if we can move around. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, that's it. We're going to leave all this other stuff. The snow pants are going to be better than the deer hide, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yep, 1 kilogram. They're going to go up to 2 Celsius. I think that's going to be fine. They're probably going to be 2.5. Whereas the deer pants, I believe, are... yeah, just 2 Celsius and 2 kilograms. So I'm happy with my snow pants. I'm happy with my fleece gloves. We're all good. We do need a rabbit skin hat, though. So... do we have our rabbit skins? We don't have any guts, so it's not a big deal. Yep, let's take that. Leave the hammers. I want these, too. Especially the maple. They're not that heavy. Okay. Let's go. So here's how you get down. Oh, actually, let me just get by the fire and map this area. Okay, and now we're going to go back down. This is the whole lap. Let's get rid of some of the, get rid of this. We don't need all that. We don't need any of it. Drop it all. Okay. So from here, you can see Crystal Lake. That's where we want to go. And the Mountaineer's hut is going to be right over there. Okay? Or actually, I think it's over there. For whatever reason, we can't see it right now. Just render distance. And how we're going to get there, we're going to go down here. We go down this slope. Then we're going to curve to the right, because if we go too far left, we're going to end up in that ravine. We're going to go up here. Go down here. And now we're just going to go right down this slope. Easy peasy, very gentle. We want to go right to that Crystal Lake. So we're going to hang a right. See if we can reset our meter. Yep. Our sprain meter. Periodically do that to minimize sprains. Okay, and now we can see Mountaineer's hut. I'll show you it. Right down there, that's the pier to Mountaineer's hut, and the Mountaineer's hut is right there. Okay, and now we're going to go down this way. right? It's pretty straightforward. We just want to head to that lake. You'll definitely be able to see the lake if it's a clear day anyway. Whether or not that building renders, you can see the lake. So let's go this way. Go down here. See if there's any loot over here. There can be a hacksaw up here, by the way. Another revolver. Alright, let's put it on. Better than nothing. There can be a hacksaw up here. You're in Timberwolf Mountain, you don't have a hacksaw, and you want to go to the summit, it could be worth checking this spot. There aren't that many places in Timberwolf Mountain where a hacksaw could be. There's this spot, there's Mountaineer's hut, which we can now see over there between these trees. You want to go down here. This looks goatable. I've never tried this, but I think it's pretty goatable. Usually I go a little bit more left and go down that way, but this looks extremely goatable. I think this is probably the way I'll go in the future. Got a bunch of acorn trees over here. We also got a pack of wolves. Oh, good. Torn clothing. Really don't want to sprain my wrist right now while dealing with these wolves. We can also just light a torch to deal with them. And actually, I'll show you that because this has become kind of a tips and tricks video as well. I guess there can be a bear there. The bones in the cave almost always signify that that's an active bear cave. So there's a bear somewhere in this region, and that's his cave. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to light a torch. I'm going to show you the torch trick, because this has become... Uh-oh. Yeah, there's the bear. Torch trick ain't going to work on a bear. I'm also very heavy, so I can't really outrun that bear. So here's what I want to do. I think there can be a hacksaw over here, too. Maybe I'm mistaking the locations. Bunch of acorn trees over here. These wolves are going to run from that bear when we get close enough. I can't sprint right now, so I can't dance them. I can try to shoot them. I can start a fire. That'll keep them away, and then I can shoot them. So here's the torch trick to get rid of these wolves. If you point any weapon at them, they run away if you have a fire at your feet. Okay, sounds like the bear is not coming after me anymore. Here's some more containers that you can hacksaw up, but I don't really want to right now with the bear and the cold. And I just want to get to the camp, the Mountaineer's hut to finish out the route. Could kill the bear here if you wanted to. There it is. There's the Mountaineer's hut. This is the route. If you wanted to start at if you started in Timberwolf Mountain, you just try to get to the Mountaineer's hut, and then you go that way. You go into that ravine that we saw earlier, and you hook a right. And there's a cave that will lead you to Ash Canyon and put you out at the ice fishing hut. I did not look before I leapt. It'll put you out at the ice fishing hut. I'm going to take a little damage here. Okay. Where we goaded up to Homesteader's Respite. So that would be the whole loop if you started in Timberwolf Mountain. You just go that way, right through the cave, up to Homesteader's Respite. If you start in Ash Canyon, a lot of the spawn locations put you out behind Angler's Den, and then you just follow from Angler's Den to Goat, like we did in this video. That's about it. Tons of loot, especially if you find a hacksaw. Starting in Timberwolf Mountain might be a little bit better, because even though you have farther to go, there can be a hacksaw in Mountaineer's hut right in front of us. There can also be a heavy hammer in that fishing hut right there. Mountaineer's hut is a favored base for a lot of people, especially late game. It's a little colder than other interiors, but it's not bad. You just need relatively warm clothing. It's a little cold, but warm clothing will keep you warm in there. But early game, it's a little rough. You typically want cold fusion as well, the perk. That gives you +2 Celsius warmth at all times. That'll also make this more livable. You got an ice fishing hut right here with a stove to fish while you ward off cabin fever. You got a bear back there and a moose back there, potentially a moose over there. You can get wolves out here, which when you have cooking 5, wolves are just another source of food. You can sometimes get timberwolves on this lake. That can be pretty dangerous. There can also be a hatchet stuck in this dock somewhere on one of these posts. Doesn't look like there is today, but I'm not being super careful. You can head to Pleasant Valley very easily by going over there. You got Ash Canyon over there, which has tons of cattails and the technical backpack and all that stuff. It's a great place to haul all your stuff from the summit, which you can see right over there. Just a great base. Lots of deer too, lots of rabbits. Here we go, and it's just cozy. It doesn't have a loading interior, you can just come right in. Yeah, and look at that. Got a hacksaw right here. So if you start here, you can find that hacksaw, and then you don't even have to worry about risking it at the summit. You just need some place to sleep, and you need... That's about it. Hacksaw and some place to sleep. We got some matches here. I think they're always guaranteed. They're either here or over here somewhere. And there's usually some clothing here, usually a down vest. We got ourselves a sewing kit, which we needed. We have firearm cleaning kit, etc. We got this note, which is one of my favorite notes in the game. Storm lantern. Just a ton of stuff here. Great base. Worn cotton scarf. Let's put that on. It's going to be better than this. Okay, I'm going to save this by activating the base building feature that saves when you deactivate it. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you found this helpful. I think that is my preferred route now, the more efficient route through Hushed River Valley. Or sorry, not even close, through Ash Canyon. The next route guide I'll do is probably Hushed River Valley, but that's the most efficient route I've found in Ash Canyon. Again, a viewer posted that in the comments on one of my videos, and now that I've tried it, I think it's way better than what I used to do. So I highly recommend goating up to Homesteader's Respite from Angler's Den, and you can do that relatively easily from an Ash Canyon spawn or from a Timberwolf Mountain spawn. You go up there, you grab the technical backpack. If you have enough food to do it, you can get well fed early on. Another reason why Ash Canyon is great to start at, and Timberwolf Mountain is great to start at, is because you can get a lot of cattails. And so if you do that on your way up to the technical backpack, you can sustain yourself pretty well. I didn't grab that many cattails, but you can get a lot of them. Ash Canyon might have the most in the game, I'm not sure, but it has a lot. And then from that technical backpack and that well-fed, you already have a +10 carry capacity buff by the time I got here, right? I'm already at 40. That's a great way to start the game. That is a great way to start the game. And we went to the summit, so we have so much loot, and there's even more all the way up at the summit. We had to risk it for that hacksaw. But if you start here, there's a hacksaw right there. It's not guaranteed, but you can find it. You can find one. So I highly recommend starting the game like this. Another great start is Hushed River Valley, because in Hushed River Valley you can get a bedroll, you can get a moosehide satchel on lower difficulties, you can get a Mackinaw, even on Interloper. I don't know about Misery, but probably loot's about the same on Misery. You can get a heavy hammer up there, which is very important on Interloper, less important on the lower difficulties. You can get a hacksaw, not sure if I already said that, bedroll, hacksaw, matches, Mackinaw, moosehide satchel, Heavy Hammer. It's just awesome. It's a great start, but it doesn't get you that technical backpack, and I really want that. So if I continue the Stalker playthrough, I will be making a beeline for Hush River Valley as soon as possible, really, for that Mackinaw and for the Moosehide Satchel. That's going to be faster, probably, than killing a moose, but maybe not. If I come across a moose, maybe I'll just kill a moose and make a satchel on my own. That's totally fine. That's it. Thanks for joining me. If you liked this, if you found it helpful, please leave a like, leave a comment if you learned anything from this. Leave a comment if you have anything to teach me about this journey, because I'd love to learn more about this game and I'd love to learn from you. If you want to see other stuff, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. I have an Interloper playthrough. If you want to check that out, please feel free. I might do a little bit of Misery in the future. I don't know. It depends. Misery is a little... You have to really optimize and be tedious about it, and some people are going to enjoy it and be good at it, and it's amazing. It's amazing to watch. But I still prefer Interloper, but I am interested in doing more Misery, so I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for coming along with me. Until next time, strive to survive. Good luck out there. Have a great day. Bye-bye.